Hello, hello, my friends. A little bit of a break from all of the dedicated candle reviews that I've been doing over the last, 2 weeks, I would say, and then more coming up this week. Today, I wanted to take a break and share with you guys what candles I finished burning last month in the month of July. Can you guys believe it? We are officially now into the month of August. And honestly, you guys, filming this video today is going to be a little bit like opening up Christmas gifts because most of these candles I actually finished burning right before I left for vacation earlier in the month of July. So right after 4th of July, my family and I took a little trip to California. We went to Disneyland, and then we went and stayed a couple of days with my sister and just enjoyed some time at the beach, enjoyed time with my family. And I knew going into that trip that I wanted to make sure that I was done burning a lot of these summer fragrances that I was really focused on, because I knew when I was getting back that I was going to need to start focusing on burning fall candles as well as Halloween candles. And so that is what happened. So a lot of this box, I really haven't even looked into since earlier in the month. There's a couple of candles that I finished burning over the course of the last week. So those are in here as well. But yeah, always fun to do an empties video, kind of give you some complete thoughts about how candles burn for me. I know that a lot of you guys are like me and are already really excited about fall and Halloween candles. We just had the big part 1 launch for Kringle happen a couple of days ago. There will be a part 2 coming up pretty soon. And I'm trying to think what else is going on. But also, I do know that there's a large swath of our population that says, I'm not burning any fall, nothing until September. They're like, winter, fall are long enough. There are some people who really, really enjoy summer and this is their season. So maybe some of these reviews today will help you out with, maybe there will be like some end of summer, blowout sales, and you can go ahead and add some of these to your list. Or maybe if they are in your collection and you're still in the summer season burning mood, then maybe you'll go ahead and pull them out. So if you like this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. But without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about these candles. As always, you guys know how I roll. I will have all of the candles that I'm talking about today listed and with any kind of affiliate discount codes down below. There will be timestamps, so that way you can always go back and refer to them. So let's go ahead and start out with a candle that I actually just finished burning this morning. This is actually a fall candle. Already, you guys, look at me. I already finished up a fall candle. This is from Caramel Sundays. This is the fragrance Pumpkin Coconut. Now, I had purchased this in their June restock. This will not be coming back this fall, so I felt okay with going ahead and finishing burning it. Pumpkin Coconut, I did bring my fragrance notes sheet over here. Look at me. Aren't you proud of me? Pumpkin Coconut has fragrance notes, top notes of pumpkin spice, roasted coconut, mid notes of vanilla cream, base note of sea salt, and musky caramel. And to me, you guys, this was a nice fragrance. It's a little bit more unique take on pumpkin, I would say, especially like a fall pumpkin type of fragrance. This is a nice transitional scent. Will I get it again? No. I do get some of that, there is like a roasted coconut note in here. The coconut is not like a dominant note in here. It's definitely like a sweet pumpkin spice type of fragrance. You get a little bit of vanilla. It's kind of like a creamy pumpkin, but it's not like pure white pumpkin type of fragrance, say like Bath and Body Works. It was a really nice fragrance to be burning the last couple of weeks, to be honest with you guys, because again, for me personally, I'm over all of the summer fragrances. I liked burning this with Bakery on Main. The only thing that I will say is that the last 2 burns on this one smelled a little weird to me. Like I felt like the fragrance changed. I put it into my daughter's bedroom and I walked into their bedroom and it almost started to smell like, and it's funny, I've never had this experience with Caramel Sundays. Something in the fragrance oils kind of started to smell almost like burned, not plastic, but kind of. And I kept looking in the room like, is there something that this is getting too hot? Is it burning? And no, I think it was just the fragrance. So I decided to go ahead and call it quits. Strength and throw on this one was about a 7 for me. I would say that it performed a little bit better in the closed concept than out here in the open concept. But it's not going to be a repurchase for me, but I am glad that I decided to try it out. Another fragrance. Okay, here we go. Here's one that was, gosh, this is what I'm saying. Like, this feels like, when was the last time I burned this? Like a month ago. Santorini Coast from Bath and Body Works. We have fragrance notes of creamy coconut, almond blossom, warm vanilla. I think I burned through, did I burn through 2 or 3 of these this summer? I want to say maybe 3. This is one of my favorite fragrances from Bath and Body Works for the summer. This one burned okay for me. I feel like I had one Santorini Coast here that burned really well. Didn't have any sooting issues, no puny wicks. Like, it burned pretty hot and fast all the way down. Then I believe it was the second one got sooty on me, and I got the puny wicks. I had to dump some of the wax. So yeah, it was a bit disappointing for me in terms of, you know, a tale of 2 different burn experiences, but the same packaging, same year. I will say, you know, I know a lot of you guys probably have noticed that I haven't really shown you much from Bath and Body Works lately. I know that they've had their fall releases. I know all of that is going on, but it shouldn't come as a surprise to a lot of you guys. There are fragrances from Bath and Body Works that I love. I love the pumpkin vanilla creme. I love Cider Lane. That's the other one. But truthfully, you guys, I have just had such inconsistent performance from Bath and Body Works over the last year that I haven't even really wanted to spend the $10 and some change when they go on sale for $12.95 plus a coupon, because I'm not having great performance from a lot of their candles. And I really have kind of, it's not saying that I will never buy from Bath and Body Works again. It's just that I think right now where I'm finding myself is, you guys know that I try to keep a lid on my collection, meaning like I don't want it to get too out of hand. And for me personally, I've had a lot of candles coming into my collection for review purposes, and they are in my preferred wax formula, which is soy wax. That's a little bit of more of like a higher priority for me personally. I'm not saying that that's what everybody else should be. I am intrigued by the new Yankee candle wax formula. I do want to put that out there. But where I'm going with that is that because I already feel like I have a lot on my plate to review in a wax formula that I already love, it just, Bath and Body Works is just kind of sat on the back burner for me. I don't know, just because I'm kind of getting tired of having to like dump wax and you know, dealing with puny wicks, and I don't know. So like the one fragrance that they brought back this year was Cider Lane, and I love that scent. It's an online exclusive, but I noticed that it's in the colored wax, and I just haven't had good experience with their colored wax. So that's why I'm kind of like hesitant to do that. But anyway, long spiel to say, like, here's a Bath and Body Works candle that I did finish burning. You guys might see at some point another Bath and Body Works haul, but I just have not really been going gaga over them because I've had a lot more to review. Here's a Kringle candle to review. Oh, this is a 4-wick that I finished burning. Okay, Sea Breeze. Whoa, okay, let's not drop everything. Sea Breeze. We all know my love for Sea Breeze. Fragrance notes on Sea Breeze are ozone, coconut, fruit, green, coconut, amber. I always say that this is probably within my top 5 fragrances from Kringle of all time. That's a pretty lofty thing to state, but this is probably one of my, if not, I would say that I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the most versatile summer fragrance that Kringle offers for my personal preferences. I really love this like beachy air coconut. It's not overly sunscreeny. It's not tropical drink coconut. It's just like you've got like a breeze. Sea Breeze is a very, very appropriate name for this. You just think of being on a beach, ocean, you know, ocean horizon in front of you, palm trees swaying in the wind. It's just beautiful. Now, I think I went through 2 3-wicks, and then I did go through this whole 4-wick. Like I said, it paired really nicely with a lot of other fragrances. Got a little bit sooty around the rim here, but again, I think that's because the last burn, I just kind of let my candles burn out when I know that like there's barely any wax left. I just let them go. So I think that that's where the soot accrued on this. Strength and throw was pretty good on this one. I would give this one a solid 8, I would say, in terms of strength and throw. Performed very, very well. 8 to 9, to be honest with you guys. These 4-wicks are really, for the fragrances that I love from Kringle, the 4-wicks are just the format for me. I really, really love them. This would be a definite repurchase for me for next year. I'm going to go ahead and throw that one on the ground there. Okay, a Homeworx candle that I finished burning. I think I actually just talked about this in candle chat. This is peach upside down cake. Fragrance notes are ripe peach, brown sugar crumble, sweet orange, and baked crust. I actually do have a backup of this fragrance. This is a really nice scent. If you are somebody who is still wanting to hang on to some aspects of summer, but slowly transition yourself towards fall, this is a really great scent to burn this month. I would say that this is just a nice gourmand. It's a summer peach, but it's kind of got those more gourmand elements that you know, the brown sugar and a little bit warmer spices that that I personally start to lean towards as we approach the fall months, the cooler weather. But there's still aspects about this that is very much summertime. Really like this one. Now, the thing that I will say is that strength and throw on this one was only about a 6 for me, but I did enjoy the fragrance enough that I wanted a backup of it. And Homeworx candles, I've talked about this many times before on my channel. Homeworx candles, the longer that they sit in my closet, the stronger that they get. I do find that their candles cure over time. So that's why I decided to go ahead and get a backup. I can pull it out again next year and enjoy it. But I was burning this with the Halloween candle, the Chest of Chaos Halloween candle from Kringle, and really liked that pairing. But this also goes really nicely with like a good vanilla. If you have any kind of like vanilla bean ice cream type of fragrances, I think that this would pair nicely with that as well. Another Caramel Sundays fall candle that I actually finished burning this last week. Now, you will be seeing a dedicated review of this candle coming up this week. I did take the time to go ahead and film my dedicated review on this last week because I saw that I was starting to get low on this, and I was like, "Ooh, this one's returning in the August 10th restock, so I better share my thoughts on it." This is the fragrance Fall Gathering. Now, Fall Gathering has fragrance notes of top notes of peach, spice, and warmth, mid notes of berries and cinnamon, base note of clove and spice. And I mentioned in that review, this is also a nice fragrance. This one actually went nicely with that peach upside down cake as well. This is another good early fall type of fragrance. The fruits in here are a little bit more autumnal. I do detect peach, but it's not as like peach forward as even that peach upside down cake. There are some berry notes mixed in here, but the berries smell a little bit more autumnal. I'm thinking more in line of like a blackberry, possibly a cranberry in here as well. It's not blueberry or strawberry to my nose. Maybe blueberry, but not really. You get a slight hint of spice in the background, but it's not an overly spicy type of fragrance. It's not like their coffin cake candle or even some of their other ones that have more spice forward. I would even say that like Autumn Jam has more spice in it than this one. But this is just a nice fragrance. I feel like this is kind of in that vein. It's not a similar fragrance at all, but I feel like this is kind of in that vein of like Harvest Leaves from Homeworx or something like that, where it's like, it's a nice, it reminds you of fall, but like early fall. It's not super spice heavy or anything like that. I really like this one. There's a little bit of citrus and sweetness in here. Now, the thing that I will say about this fragrance, and you'll see in my dedicated post-burn review, is that the strength and throw on this one was actually the weakest out of all of the candles that I purchased in the June restock. This candle does perform a lot better in a more closed concept space, but I'm not going to give away too many details. You guys can watch the dedicated review if you want a more in-depth thoughts on this one, but I did finish burning that this week. And then let's see, a Kringle candle that I had finished burning at the beginning of the month. This is the 3-wick of Coral. Fragrance notes on Coral are ozonic freshness, sparkling bergamot, splash of lemon, lavender, sandalwood, creamy tonka bean, smooth amber, sheer musk. This actually was a candle that was sent to me originally in PR in, what was that, February 2024. This was part of the spring summer lineup in 2024. And I really enjoyed it at that time. But I wanted this to pair with another candle that I finished burning, and I'll show you here in just a moment. This is really nice, you guys. This is a very clean, it kind of gives me like clean upscale beach resort vibes, almost a little bit soapy. A lot of people love this one. I feel like Coral is a very like underrated fragrance, but when you bring it up, a lot of people in the Kringle Facebook group talk about how much they love this fragrance. It's a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but honestly, you guys, this is a scent that I would repurchase probably in a 4-wick moving forward. That's how much I like this. I really liked burning this one like in the evenings. It just kind of has like a calming vibe about it without it being aromatherapy. Strength and throw in this 3-wick was a solid 8, I would say, in terms of strength and throw. Really good performer. But like I said, I like the fragrance enough that moving forward, I would purchase this in a 4-wick. And the 4-wick candle that I had from Kringle that I really liked pairing that fragrance with is the fragrance Sea Salt and Tonka. Now, I do think that I did go ahead and do a dedicated review on this in the 4-wick. Sea Salt and Tonka has fragrance notes of sea salt, tonka bean, lemon, marine, citrus, lavender, jasmine base, amber, sheer musk, and cedar. And this one, I actually would say, if you want like just a very good like calming nighttime combo, this one with coral, the two of them together, I feel like this one, coral leans maybe a little bit more feminine, like traditionally feminine in their fragrance notes, or like the overall vibe of it, because it's got a little bit of a soapiness, whereas this leans slightly more neutral, but maybe a little bit more masculine. This one has a little bit more woodsy, but not cologne, uber cologne woodsy. This one has kind of that like ozone vibe going on. Reminds me, it still kind of has like a beachy vibe to it, but there's no coconut in it. But they both share kind of that common element of having that lavender in there. Just a really nice fragrance. Now, I was very happy with this one in the 4-wick. I had mentioned in my dedicated review that I have had this candle in the past in one of their medium 2-wicks, which that format has been discontinued. And I don't, in that format, strength and throw was only about a 5. I wanted something more from it. I'm happy to say that in this format, this was a good 8 for me. I could definitely smell it all throughout the open concept here. So this is a good fragrance. This is one that I actually would repurchase. You know, that's my mindset, especially as a reviewer. I kind of always have to keep in mind that like I have to keep my room in my collection open for fragrances that I feel the need to review. But if you've been following my candle collection series this year, sorry about that, that was loud. If you've been following my series this year, one of the things that I've tried to get back to is making sure that I still prioritize burning fragrances that are very nostalgic to me, that are very much like favorites, I would say, making room to make sure that I do that. And I would say that Coral and Sea Salt and Tonka both move their way into favorites for me, as well as that Sea Breeze. I always knew that it was, but those are fragrances that I could see myself repurchasing year after year. Okay, a country candle that I finished burning. Did I finish burning this? What did I do with this? This is Cherry Crumble. Looks like I went ahead and put this one into the candle crock. We have fragrance notes of raspberry jam, vanilla glaze, confectioner sugar, wild berry, flaky pastry, and melted butter. Now, here's the thing with this fragrance. I think that this is not appropriately named. This is a raspberry scent to me. This is not a cherry scent. If you wanted a good cherry gourmand fragrance, if you want like a cherry pie fragrance, their cherry pie that they released, when was that? Back in like late May, early June. It was marketed, I would think, for like 4th of July, I would say. But that's a good cherry fragrance. This is more raspberry. The raspberry note in here, it's good. Is it anything completely unique and like I've never smelled before? No. I feel like this I've smelled in other brands. It's not going to be a repurchase for me. And also this one in the medium 2-wick was not super strong. I can't remember if I did a dedicated review on this or not. I might have. That's what I'm saying, you guys. Like that's kind of the problem with me waiting so long to do the empties on this one. You can also see that a lot of soot started to accrue at the top. That sometimes is a byproduct of the nature of these vessels, how they kind of have that indentation. You'll see it on some of my Caramel Sundays candles too. Usually that only starts to happen usually as I get to the very bottom of the candle. And that's usually because, quite truthfully, when candles get that low in wax, I'm typically getting to the point where I'm kind of over them. And so I don't tend to watch the burn hours as much as I probably should. But yeah, I think I ended up putting this one into my candle crock because you can see that the wicks drifted apart there. Nice fragrance, not going to be a repurchase. I think I've said that on this one, if you want to purchase it, if you've had this fragrance in the past, or if you tend to like kind of like raspberry gourmand fragrances, I think that this is one that you would probably want to purchase during like a really, really deep clearance sale, maybe for like under $10. And then if you have a candle crock or a lamp, that's probably going to be the best way to get some performance, or just plan to burn it in a closed concept. Let's see. I have another Homeworx candle here. Oh, here we go. I actually showed this one in my Homeworx haul last week. So I had mentioned that I had repurchased this during Christmas in July. This one was the original candle that was sent to me in PR by Homeworx. Vanilla almond creme. We have fragrance notes of decadent vanilla creme, sugared almonds, crushed pistachio, and creamy sandalwood. So I did order this in a duo from QVC, and then I did that when they ran their Christmas in July special where they had like the auto ship for, I think there's 3 other fragrances that are going to be released up until like January, I think. The next one is like a chai pumpkin something. I think that comes out maybe this month. Clearly I'm paying attention. I should be paying attention more. But anyways, this fragrance, I really, really liked. Now look, nice clean burn on this one. I will say that this burned pretty hot and fast, but no sooting issues. I really like this fragrance. I said that this is a really nice fragrance for me personally after the holidays. They had a fragrance a few years ago called Almond Flower, which smells very, very similar to Bath & Body Works Pistachio and Toasted Vanilla. And that's what I would say. If you tend to like either one of those fragrances, if you're familiar with that old Homeworx fragrance, or if you're familiar with the BBW candle that I just mentioned, then I think that you would really, really like this fragrance. Strength and throw on this one, I want to say I said that this was probably around a 7 for me. So I went ahead and purchased the duo and thought, well, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and let it sit in my closet. I'll probably bring it back out in the month of January because I like scents like this in the month of January. By then, I'm usually over all of the heavy tree fragrances, all of the heavy spice fragrances that we've had all throughout fall, and then going into the Christmas and holiday season. So by then I'm usually craving something a little bit new, but this is still kind of like a good creamy gourmand. I would say that on cold sniff, this one smells a little bit slightly more floral, but then once it gets burning, that like creamy, nutty pistachio almond type of note takes over. Very, very nice fragrance. So I did go ahead and finish burning that one. And then let's see here, another Caramel Sundays candle. Oh, I got, okay, a couple more Caramel Sundays. This is the fragrance Summer Sorbet. Let me see here if I have Summer Sorbet, if I have the fragrance notes. Do I have them anywhere here? I'm not sure if I do, to be honest with you guys. I think I must have purchased this in the May restock. Summer Sorbet was a really nice fragrance. It smells like there's some berries in there. There's some citrus. I smell more strawberry in here. It kind of smells like a strawberry sorbet to me, if I can be honest. I liked it. Do I think that I need more of it? I'm nervous now that I just put my nose in that. I'm like, did I get soot on my nose? I don't think so, but oh well, if I did, then we're just going to finish the video like that. Summer Sorbet though, I don't think that I'm going to need to repurchase it, but it was a really nice fragrance. I was glad that I purchased it. Very authentic to like a strawberry sorbet. That's what it reminded me of. Even kind of had a little bit of that like icy but somewhat slightly creamy component going on with it. Really good fragrance. I enjoyed it. Strength and throw on this one. I'm trying to remember, you guys. I can't remember. I think I did do a dedicated review on that. You guys can always check out. I have playlists so I have like a candle review playlist, which there's going to be probably hundreds by now in there. But if you're ever looking for specific brands, I do have my reviews also kind of like subcategorized into different watch lists. I have Kringle Country, I have Bath & Body Works, I have Caramel Sundays, and I also have Homeworx in different ones. I might have Yankee too in their own. So if you're ever looking for dedicated reviews, but kind of a moot point at this point because of the way that Caramel Sundays does their launches, this one is not currently available, and I don't know if it will return. And then another Caramel Sundays candle that I did finish burning. This was the 2-wick of Banana Boat. I had already previously burned this candle in a 4-wick, went through the whole 4-wick and then burned the 2-wick. This really complements the fragrance Sea Breeze from Kringle. Now you can see this one got really, really sooty because again, I just let it burn out there on that last burn. Banana Boat, this is like a kind of like, it reminds me of sunscreen, a little bit of a cross between Sunbum and Banana Boat sunscreen. Starts out with like some pineapple and lime, but then once you get burning it, it's more of like a creamy banana type of fragrance, not too artificial banana. Really, really like this scent. Would I purchase this fragrance again? Yes, I would. I would get Banana Boat again. Although I do think that I got a little bit better performance out of the 4-wick in my home. You guys know I've made no secret about that with caramel sundaes. I do tend to prefer their 4-wicks in my open concept areas, but sometimes not all of their fragrances they offer in the 4-wick. So yeah, I would recommend this more so in the 4-wick if you plan to burn it in an open concept. But this actually performed really well, even when I had it in the bedrooms. It was definitely, I would give this one probably about like a 6.5, 7 in terms of strength and throw. It was definitely noticeable, but I don't think that it would have carried through the open concept on its own. However, I do remember sticking it in a hurricane out here in the open concept, and that seemed to perform well here as well. And while we are finishing talking about caramel sundaes, we have Cranberry Coconut Creme. Again, I think this was the one that I kind of went outside of my wheelhouse on in the May restock. Yeah. And this was also nice. Not going to be a repurchase for me. I do like the way that Caramel Sundaes does cranberry, though. I think, honestly, they do certain fragrance notes really, really well. I love the way that they do pistachio. I love the way that they do cranberry. The cranberry here is equally balanced, sweet and tart. But there was a creaminess from the coconut in here. Kind of gave me, it was like a nice little twist on some summertime vibes. Yeah, really like this one. Not going to be a repurchase for me. I think that I did a dedicated review on this one, but nice fragrance, but not going to be backup or repurchase worthy. And then the last fragrance, you guys, this was such a disappointment. Okay, Yankee. I just talked about how I have my eye on trying. I'm very curious about this new Yankee formulation. My friend Drew has hauled from Yankee recently and has had some pretty good things to say about the performance of their new wax formula. So I had this in my closet. This is one of my all-time favorite fragrances from Yankee. This I purchased, I think, last summer, so summer 2024, in their SAS, and this is their Vanilla Lime. I love this fragrance. Like this fragrance, thankfully Homeworx came back with their key lime cake, and I feel like that scratches the itch for me a little bit, but this is like probably my all-time favorite lime fragrance. Love this scent. I can still smell it when I stick my nose into this paraffin wax. Here's the problem, you guys. This candle, when I was burning it, could not smell it at all. I thought, okay, well, that's fine. I'll go ahead and stick it in the candle crock. I put it in the candle crock, would not throw. I don't know what happened with this or what the issue was, but unfortunately, this was like a completely unscented candle, and it was so disappointing because this is such a wonderful fragrance. Now, I think that I purchased this candle during that SAS sale for maybe like $8, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. But I really, really hope that Yankee brings this fragrance back, maybe in their new wax formula moving forward, because I know that a lot of people really love this fragrance. It's probably the best lime fragrance in my opinion. But yeah, what a disappointing performance from this Yankee candle. So that is it for my empties this month. I still feel like I got through quite a bit. I've got a lot coming in. My schedule, you guys, going into the month of August, just kind of pulling back the curtain a little bit. Things are going to be a little bit all over the place because I have, Caramel Sundaes has their restock happening next weekend. So this coming up week, I'm going to be trying to get a lot of post-burn reviews, dedicated post-burn reviews. In fact, I think I posted one yesterday. I think I posted Dad's Pumpkin Pie yesterday. I'll have more dedicated reviews for the Caramel Sundaes restock coming up this week. Kringle Part 2 information will be coming out this month as well, so I'm going to have to dedicate some time to that. But also coming up here in the month of August, things are going to be a little bit maybe off or whatever, because I am actually leaving for an extended period of time here during this month. We are, this is the month that my husband and I are celebrating our wedding anniversary, and we are actually taking a trip to Boston. We are going to be going we're going to be taking just a little adventure. And one of the things that we are planning at this moment to do while I am in the state of Massachusetts is making the little trek from Boston to go visit the Kringle store. So I'm really hoping to catch some footage while I'm there and share that with all of you guys. That would probably be at the end of this month, maybe, but really excited to do that. I'm really excited to visit the store. And yeah, so this month, you guys, I'm just letting you guys know that it'll probably be similar, where I might only have one candle chat. I might only have one empties video, just because there's a lot going on. But I'm going to do my very, very best to try to give you guys the information that you need for launches that are coming up this month, and just keep you as up to date as I possibly can. So let me know in the comment box down below. Are you burning all of the fall things? Are you excited for Halloween candles? Or are you one of the, there's plenty of people in the fragrance community that are still like, no, I'm still wanting to stick around with my summer fragrances. I love that season. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know if any of these candles are your favorites. I always like hearing your comments, you guys. You guys are all really been, I've had pretty good subscribers, pretty good commenters. Very rarely do I get any negative ones. Watch, I'm sure somebody will say something negative in this one. But you guys are all really a great group. And I just want to take the time to just say, like, I really, really thank you guys for your support here on my channel. I did just recently surpass 1,800 subscribers here, which that's pretty exciting for me. I would love to hit like 2,000 by the end of the year. I don't know if we're going to do that, but I always want to say thank you guys very much for sticking with me and for supporting my channel and watching my videos. And some of you guys use my code. And I really am genuinely appreciative of that, because really I'm just a mom here in Arizona who loves for my house to smell good. And it sometimes baffles me that people even just tune in to hear what my thoughts are on a lot of these candles. So just want to say thank you for all of that. And yeah, it makes me happy. So anyways, you guys, once again, please hit thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.